for those of you who didn't listen to the bonus pod, and if you didn't, why? And they're fun, so listen to them. Ellie Fristack, one of our listeners, wrote in with an absolutely brilliant idea that we had to take onto the main episode because we didn't want to just sort of do it off the top of our heads. And it was, if you could have, in light of Aaron Rodgers, who we never talk about, hosting Jeopardy, who are your athletes that you would want to host game shows? And I took it also into the reality TV world a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, a lot of reality TV is a game show. Yeah, if there's a prize at the end, whether it's a cash prize or an eligible bachelor, there's still a prize that everyone's vying for, so that counts. That's a game show.
Yeah. So we came up with our top 5 athletes we would want to see hosting game shows, and I'm really excited about mine.
I'm excited about mine as well. This is
cool.
This is my favorite list I've ever put together. I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to tease it too much, but this was fun. This one was fun. So
this might be mine. This might be mine too. So you want me to start?
Sure. Yeah, please.
All right. I want to see Simone Biles host The Floor is Lava.
This is great.
Because The Floor is Lava is a Netflix series where, when you're little and you play the game, like, don't touch the ground.
I watched The Floor is Lava, but you can explain to the people that, I watched the show. The show's unbelievable.
Okay, I don't watch it.
Oh, okay.
But I think but I've seen the trailer on Netflix when I scroll past it, so I've basically seen the whole thing. And to me, the reason that I want to see this is because I just want to see her absolute disdain for people who can't jump or do something athletic to avoid fall, where she's like, literally all you had to do was a triple flip to get over that. And they're like, I can't do, I want someone
Why did you simply not?
Yes. So athletic and nimble and who would be so good at this, hosting it, watching these idiots like me try to not fall into whatever. It's not real fire, right?
No, it is.
Hot?
If you watch the show, that's what I loved it. I was I had the right quarantine brain at the time that the whole world was just kind of in a fog and nothing makes sense anymore. That I threw that on one day and I was like, this is the most genius, hilarious thing I've ever seen. It hit me at the right moment. But the way they edit it, when you fall in, they do make it seem like you've been swallowed alive by lava, and it's so funny.
Is it hot though?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just water, but they CGI it to look like lava. But they've clearly instructed the other, because you're a team, so you have a handful of people going together. I forget how many, 2 or 3 or something like that. But when one person falls in, the rest of the team acts like they're dead. It's so funny. So you get shots that are like, no!
Should I give up Bridgerton for The Floor
I
is
think
Lava?
you should. I think you should. It was awesome. It was funny enough. I don't know what the staying power is. I guess I kind of bailed on it after a while, but I had a good run of a week where I was firing that up every night and going to bed watching
I'll give it a try.
So it would be funny. I was thinking the polar opposite of Simone Biles would be Shaq hosting or going through The Floor is Lava, where he just
he's just too big for his own good.
And
he just makes his body a bridge between the different elements. So he keeps his feet and then just of face plants onto the next one.
I'm talking modern day Shaq, by the way. Shaq and Charles Barkley are a team going through that. Not because Shaq was obviously he was actually a great athlete and very nimble and had great footwork. But now he's just kind of like a big giant that just is, not the most agile guy in the world. That'd be hilarious to watch him do.
I would love that.
Simone Biles is good. I like where your head's at with that. Number 5 for me, I actually I stuck with Aaron Rodgers. I like the idea of Aaron Rodgers hosting a game show. I don't think Jeopardy is where his talents would be best suited, though. I think he's better off hosting Family Feud. I think Aaron Rodgers as the host of Family Feud works for me, and
that's brilliant. I'm mad. I didn't think of that.
I think Jeopardy, he can't show off his full personality, and Family Feud, if we know anything about Family Feud, I would argue that Family Feud is the game show that the host gets the most shine. The host gets the most, gets to run the show. I mean, Steve Harvey has taken over, but before him, Richard Dawson You know, the Louis Anderson did it for what? There was the guy that we don't need to talk about him. He had an unfortunate demise. But Richard Dawson smooching all the old women, which at the time was like charming, and now would definitely get you canceled.
But when you said Family Feud for Aaron Rodgers, is there a joke about how he doesn't talk to his family implied?
Oh, he doesn't?
Did you think about that at all? Because that's why I thought that was
that's brilliant. I didn't think about that.
The whole thing is that he doesn't talk to his family.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's why I loved it,
that's perfect.
that's
We'll
like
put that higher than 5 then.
Funniest thing I've ever heard.
Oh wow. Put that higher then. Wow. All right. Yeah, I like that then. That's it plays on many levels. So I guess that should be my number 1. I'm sorry, but I have it at number 5.
No, that's okay. Stick to stick to your list. I just think that's why I like lost it. That's why I was like, oh my God. Wow. Okay, that's tough to say the rest of mine now, but my number 4 is Andy Murray, the tennis player hosting the Great British Bake Off.
I love it. I love this.
Because he's British. He's very serious. He takes everything very seriously. Very tough competitor. He wouldn't smile. He wouldn't joke. This would not be a game for him. He would be nice. Like he wouldn't be like the Simon Cowell type judge, but he would be like, you know, he would keep the spirit of the show and that it's supposed to be nice and equitable, but he would also be like, your Genoese sponge was as stiff as a board and tasted like dog food. And people would be like, oh my God,
Is he
Andy
that
Murray,
mean?
I'm sorry.
I don't know enough about him.
No, he's not. But I think he would be very, like, if that's how he saw it, he would say, this is the greatest Charlotte Russe I've ever tasted in my entire life.
I guess I don't know much about Andy Murray's personality. I do know him as being very, very British, like unapologetically British. So like when he won Wimbledon, it was a massive deal because a Brit won there, and that like never happens because, as it turns out, the British actually suck at sports, even though they invented them all.
They really do. They're not very good.
They kind of do.
Andy Murray
right?
is so British that like he, you know. I can't make a joke about how British he is because I can't really think of one, but he's so British, and that just seems like the perfect match.
How British is it? I feel like we're playing the match game now.
How
He's
British
so British. How British is it?
All right, who's your 4?
Number 4 for me, I think this one made my list because I was thinking about right now, you know, like the game shows have been around forever since television has existed. We've had game shows, but I was thinking right in this moment, if you're thinking about a show that moves the needle, like the game show that moves the needle for people, and you're thinking about an athlete that has almost universally, but is almost 100% approval rating. So I was thinking throw those two together and we have a great match. And that match looks like Patrick Mahomes hosting The Voice. So I think.
Oh my God! Also, his voice.
What?
Patrick Mahomes' froggy voice. Mark, you're accidentally being absolutely brilliant.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, he does have a weird voice, doesn't he?
I'm losing my mind.
Oh my God.
What is happening? You were accidentally putting together
I just thought like
unbelievable list I've ever heard of.
I was just trying to come up like if you're trying to like that seems like it would do the best ratings. Patrick Mahomes seems like he's one of the biggest stars in sports, and The Voice is a show that everyone seems to watch.
And he
so
sounds
put them together.
like a frog. Oh my God, your subconscious was hard at work when you made this list. Also, I watch The Voice and I love it, I'm going to be honest.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who are the judges now?
All right, now we've got
Blake
Nick
and
Jonas.
Adam still around?
Nick Jonas, Blake Shelton, John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, Gwen is there some seasons, Gwen Stefani.
Kelly Clarkson's there? That seems a little cross-contamination. You can't have an American Idol.
She's always like, well, you know, I won a singing competition, so I don't think she's allowed to say the name on air, but she uses that as a pitch to get people to choose her to be her coach. It's really tired.
That is a bigger betrayal than the "Can You Hear Me Now" guy doing ads for Sprint.
I know. I still can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's.
Wow, Patrick Mahomes hosting The Voice.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
And Aaron Rodgers hosting Family Feud. I'm gonna send you the Monster Golf Trophy. You are just crushing it. Do you have anything else you want to add about Mahomes and The Voice? I'm sorry.
No, that was it. That was my rationale. It was just like,
it.
you know, I mean, I didn't put a ton of thought into it. I just thought, let's do monster ratings, and that to me would do a monster rating. And I just would like to see Patrick Mahomes, and he's just a likable guy. He's fun, and I would like to see him host The Voice. So
he sure is.
There you go.
Sure is. Do you know that Carson Daly hosts The Voice? And I didn't know who Carson Daly was.
What? What? You didn't know who Carson Daly was?
I knew his name, but I saw him up there, and I was like, "Who's this idiot?" And the person I was watching it with was like, "Obviously Carson Daly," and I was like, "I don't remember who that is."
Literally the most shocking thing you've ever said. That is you said a lot of questionable things on the show, and you being a woman in her early 30s, who
Mark,
therefore grew up in the 90s.
I watched
and you don't know
PBS,
who Carson Daly,
and I had to pretend I knew what was going on. That's why my FOMO of cultural things, like I could tell you the difference between Handel and Haydn, and I didn't know who Carson Daly was.
We have to, for your own sake, we have to cut this from the podcast. You didn't know Carson Daly.
I forgot. I knew his name.
Are you aware of Total Request Live? Are you aware of Total Request Live?
Yes.
TRL. Okay.
Did I watch it? I don't know. I'm moving on. I'm telling you my number 4. Oh, my number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
Speaking of MTV, I want Rob Gronkowski to host a reboot of Date My Mom. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
I loved that show where the guy would have to go on a date with a girl's mom. He would date 3 different moms, and then based on the mom, choose which daughter he wanted to date, which is the creepiest thing I've ever heard. And Gronk hosting that, I think, would be hilarious. I also thought it would be funny to have Gronk host Jeopardy, because he wouldn't be able to pronounce some of the words probably, but I think Date My Mom would just be such a fun thing to have him on there.
I agree with you. That's why when we initially did this, I said Marshawn Lynch hosting Jeopardy for the same reason that Gronk. They both check the same boxes. Where they're probably not going to know much of anything that they're reading, but at the same time they would love to. They have a sense of wonderment that as Gronk is reading the clues, he'd be like, "What? There's a what war?" He would ask this war happened in Europe? That's pretty tight. Cool.
I could see Marshawn weirdly knowing everything and just not saying anything.
It would be funny if Marshawn hosts it and he writes the questions, and it's all questions that are in his wheelhouse, and you get these pasty white nerds up there that are just I have no idea what the hell this man's talking about.
That'd be really good.
And then he just scolds them how do you not know that, man? Right. How do you not know DMX's whole catalog? Are you crazy?
And they leave in shame.
But no, that's great. That's mine. Gronk Date My Mom. Shout out to MTV, by the way, for when I think of MTV's reality shows, I guess just Date My Mom, and isn't 16 and Pregnant one? They just get right to the point with the titles. I like that. Just right to the point.
Teen Mom, Date My Mom.
Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant.
Another thing about Dance Moms, that's not MTV. But I like a reality show that tells you exactly what it is.
Yeah, if you turned on 16 and Pregnant and you were surprised by the content, that's on you, you know? That's on you.
You knew what you clicked.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3 for me. So I don't know, you're probably not aware of this game show, but it's a famous one. Your parents will know of it. Certainly your grandparents would know of it. It was in the 50s. Groucho Marx hosted it, which was why I wanted to bring this up. I dug deep for this one. And apparently Jay Leno is doing a reboot this year.
Is it Hollywood Squares?
It's not Hollywood Squares, but Jay Leno reboot are 3 of the most terrifying words in show business, by the way. But they're apparently bringing it back. It's a show called You Bet Your Life. And when I used to watch reruns of it with Groucho Marx, because I went through a Groucho Marx phase, as we all do.
I was Groucho Marx for Halloween in 4th grade.
Oh, really?
I was obsessed with the Marx Brothers. I know
there you go.
Every word of every Marx Brother. I could sing you the song from A Night at the Circus right now. Oh my God.
I went through a phase, Charlotte. I didn't go through a lifetime.
You opened up to me, and I trusted you, and I opened up to you, and you shot it down.
It's not like that. That's.
I'll find the picture. I'll find the picture of me dressed up as Groucho Marx.
But anyway, what made the show so awesome was Groucho Marx hosting it, which is why it's not going to work with Jay Leno hosting it. But Anyway, for that reason, I wanted an athlete who is also has just a personality, maybe not as fun, but like is very much a personality. Is a man that will say what's on his mind. It's a personality driven show, Charlotte. So for that reason, I want Pete Rose hosting the show You Bet Your Life.
Wild. That's it. That's like that. What is the premise? What is the premise of the show?
It's just like every other game show.
Pete Rose hosting, but he like wouldn't remember anything. Hasn't Pete Rose been canceled?
Probably. He's been
he's been too canceled to host something.
I will say no. I think Pete Rose is so. He's been canceled so many times that it's come back around. That he's like, you know what I mean? Like there are certain guys
would be like, we're bringing Pete Rose back, and everyone would be like, "Are you kidding me?" And they'd be like, "Nope, we're doing it."
I feel like Pete Rose is like kind of the OG Chet Hanks, where you cancel him. So like every time he opens his mouth, you cancel him, and then it eventually gets to the point where you're like, I don't know, like what's the harm this guy's really done? I don't know. You're like, I guess. And then some people are like, it's kind of funny, you know.
White Boy Summer, doesn't it? Oh my God, I'm like, buddy, that's like International Men's Day, man. Like. That's amazing. Yeah, no, that's Pete Rose, so You Bet Your Life. Oh man. All right. My number 1 is I want Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe hosting The Bachelor. Because they have probably the most beautiful relationship. I read Emma Carmichael, who's a writer and TV writer, wrote a profile of them in GQ. And it's the kind of love story where you're almost just like a little grossed out reading it because it's so earnest and they're so one. And then they made this video where they're answering questions about each other, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I think it would be hilarious to have a couple that is like so clearly in love for, you know, quote, the right reasons, hosting a show. No.
That's why it would never work.
Listen, hosting a show where everybody knows it's going to end in disaster. They have this like beacon of what they could be, but they know they won't because it's just all going to fall apart. And I think that they'd call it like it is. They'd be like, you're being an idiot. I don't know why you're.
I do like I think The Bachelor needs to go back to like more earnest contestants, and that's what made the show so good in the first place, was like people were actually, you know, like second grade teachers in Iowa, and they're like, I can't find love and I'm on this show to find love. Now it's like I want to be an Instagram influencer. I know. And my agent booked me this gig, you know.
Seriously.
And so like no one's really there to find love, and it's putting a hat on a hat at this point. We don't need all that. We need people to believe that they found their soulmate, and that this is like because that's the genius of it, is that it all looks and feels normal, but at the end you get the rug pulled out from under you and you're like, oh, that's right, this is a reality show where that guy that I fell in love with was dating like 28 other women.
Yes. I can't.
That's right. This is absurd. And then they're balding in the limo. I feel like The Bachelor's jumped the shark for that reason.
The Bachelor is unwatchable basically at this point, and I can't stop.
Yeah. That's.
I'm not proud of it.
I don't watch it anymore, but maybe I would if Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe. Although I got to be honest, you're not going to love this, especially how much you love Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley. Celebrity couples that like remind you they're a couple, I don't like it. Any of them.
Okay.
Like really any of them.
Like I respect that.
If I'm reminded that you're together, other than like you just showing up at red carpets together, like you're doing too much in my eyes. Okay,
here's the one thing I just
hate people publicly being in love. Like it's like I don't get it.
Here's the one thing I'll say to that is that if you're a celebrity couple and you know people are going to be interested in your relationship no matter what, if you put the information out yourself,
you own the story. Yeah.
Yes. And there's less digging around. I mean, maybe there's not, but I think the idea is you control the narrative.
John Legend and Chrissy Teigen as well. Like I don't need your updates. I don't want the update. I don't want. Yeah.
I also think when people post their kids all the time.
Yeah.
Celebrities post their kids. I'm like, kid didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
Don't bring the kid into this, man.
You should quote tweet it and add your commentary. I like that.
As a mother.
Good number 2. As an aunt myself. As an aunt. Right. Aunt Char says. As an aunt. Number 2 for me is, I'm just going to cut right to it. I'll explain it later. Jameis Winston as host of Supermarket Sweep. Jameis Winston is say what you want about his football skills. The man is a content machine. He is entertaining as hell. Great personality. Knows how to eat a W. All that stuff. Like it feels like every time Jameis Winston is in my purview, I'm happy about it. I going back to the Florida State days, he was awesome. So I want him to host a game show, and then Supermarket Sweep. I just think it was a great game show, and it's back, right? Like, are they redoing
Leslie
it
Jones
now?
is hosting
Leslie
it now.
Jones, that's right. Yeah,
I have never watched Supermarket Sweep. I'm gonna be honest.
you didn't watch the old one?
No.
Oh, it was legendary. I mean, like growing up, it got me to go to the grocery with my mom because I would just dream
You would
of
play Supermarket Sweep.
you just run with the cart and just like stick your arm out and just throw every box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there and
That
keep
must
it
have been
rolling.
a huge liability for grocery stores.
Yeah. Yes.
How many
Probably.
like Albertsons do you think sued? I don't know why I just said Albertsons. I've been to an Albertsons once in my life. Anyway, was Jameis Winston also canceled? Hasn't everybody been?
Yeah, Jameis Winston is probably canceled. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Probably.
Okay.
I think we're going off that assumption. Supermarkets. My brother and I would play though. Like my mom we would go to the grocery with my mom, and she'd be like, "All right, so Ryan, you get the eggs and the milk and the bread. Mark, you're gonna get the this and this. On your mark, get set, go." And then she'd just sit there by the front of the grocery and like keep her arms crossed,
That's amazing. Oh God, Laura,
And then
she's a smart woman.
Smart woman. I learned a lot of parenting skills from my mom that I'll use someday. Another good one, just in general, like if you get a kid in front of you and you ask them to do something and they say no and they're like, "Why would I do that for you?" All you got to do is just say like, "I bet you can't do it in 30 seconds."
All you have to say is, "I'll time you."
Yeah, I'll time you. Like the record's 20 seconds. Can you beat it? And then they're like,
That
"Yeah, I
would
can beat
probably
it."
still work on me.
It's still, yeah, I can beat it. All right.
That actually
I'll do it.
worked the other day where there were, I was saying, it doesn't matter. It worked on me the other day. That did work on me. That's a little embarrassing.
The self-editing right there was awesome. Good job, Charlie.
Yeah. It's like,
We'll
bet you
keep that
can't do
one.
this bet you can't get ready in 10 minutes. And I was out the door. Usually it takes me 45. Anyway.
All right.
My number one.
Number one.
I'm very proud of. I want Kevin Durant hosting The Circle, which was that social media show on Netflix that I also didn't watch, but I know that it had to do with burner accounts and pretending to be somebody or not on the internet. And I stand by it.
And by host, you mean just like participate in the show itself? Like that would be.
Oh no. He is walking people through it. He's giving them advice
He's like giving
on
them
how to catfish
yeah.
people.
Just Kevin Durant hosting basically any game show would work.
Or hosting
think,
Love
but-
is Blind. Kevin Durant hosting Love is Blind would also be absolutely hilarious. I was so into Love is Blind.
Give me because we work in sports media, so you have to boil your takedown to you have to polarize it one or the
The
other.
lowest common denominator.
Yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Kevin Durant?
How am I supposed to do that?
Well, I'll do it for you. Thumbs down. Big fat thumbs down.
I'm doing a thumbs up.
I give it a
Because
thumbs
if you
down
give a
with
thumbs
a-
down for this to be a good show, I gotta
Yeah,
give a
right.
thumbs up so
Well,
that
I
we
give it-
can argue about it.
I give it thumbs down with a fart noise.
Okay. That's how you know it's real.
I like it. Kevin Durant hosting The Circle is that's just delete your accounts, Kevin. Just log off. That's all it takes.
Keep it
It's
going,
not that
Kevin.
hard. It's not that hard.
Always tweet through it, Katie.
Number one for me. If you tell me you didn't watch the show, I swear to God, we were done with this podcast.
Oh,
That's
no.
it. Tell me, please, for the love of God, Charlotte, you watch Guts on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Oh.
I did. I loved Guts. I did. Oh my God, I'm so relieved.
Number
I
one
would
for
go
me.
to friends' houses who had Nickelodeon and I would watch Guts.
So Mike O'Malley was the host of Guts, and he was a guy that he's kind of a perfect host. You can't really upgrade Mike O'Malley, but if you're going to try, you would find an older man who was a personality himself. Who was Mike O'Malley was he wanted you to think he was a little rough around the edges. He wasn't, but I don't know. I'm gonna quit justifying it. I picked George Brett of the Kansas City Royals fame to host Guts, and yeah.
I'm
and that'll
going to
make
be
sense
honest.
to-
I don't remember George Brett.
some people might, and they might understand why I picked him to host Guts, and others might not. And if you don't, maybe Google it. Maybe you just Google George Brett Guts.
Did you pick? Are all of your picks? Were all of them canceled? Are these all like?
No, they're not canceled, Charlotte. It's a theme. Like I made this for the graphic. Just the graphic we put out is
George Brett hosting Guts. What happened? Can I Google him?
Just there's a YouTube video where he's talking about crapping his pants to everyone, to all his teammates, and now he poops his pants all the time. Do I have to explain all these things? You got Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. You got Pete Rose, surely. You bet your life.
Oh, gambling.
Yeah, Jameis Winston stole crab legs.
I don't remember that. Oh my.
And George Brett craps his pants.
You punked me.
I punked you, Charlotte. I got you.
I got the first two. Oh my God. See, I was trying to explain myself to somebody the other day because they were like, you're not a dumb person, but you just don't get certain things. Like there are some things that like I'll get like most of the way there. And then there are just some things that I don't know. And you just craft, oh my God. You just crafted the perfect punk Charlotte Wilder list.
Yes, that was the goal. That was I had two goals.
You played
One,
it off like you didn't know the Family Feud and the Voice one. Are you kidding me?
yeah, I did.
You're such a jerk. Oh my God.
Of course I knew. Can you imagine the coincidence if I came up with all of these and like I didn't realize that? I did it to punk you one.
I'm so embarrassed.
Number two, I feel like this graphic is gonna pop on social media. I feel like you put out my list. That's gonna get people talking, and I did it for the list. I did it for the graphic. So
humbled. I'm humbled.
Hey pals, thanks for watching the People's Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.